Another beautiful day on our hands across KELOLAND as we go through the rest of your Tuesday. Highs will climb up into the 60s in many locations, a couple of 50s to the northeast. And in southwestern South Dakota, we can see some 70s popping up now and again. But today, I think it's going to be the last bona fide great day for a little while, at least for both sides of the river. Increasing cloudiness out west tonight, lows in the 40s, either side of 40 with a couple of 30s out east. And then we watch the skies. We'll talk about that coming up, but until then, midday in KELOLAND starts right now.
Live from KELOLAND Media Group, midday in KELOLAND.
Sioux Falls police conducting an investigation at a bank in the southwest part of the city. Plus,
President Biden is set to make remarks about the Hamas terrorist attacks in Israel. I'm Natalie Brand with new developments in the growing conflict.
Good afternoon and thanks for having us in. An investigation is underway at a Sioux Falls bank. We just got this video into the newsroom from the Wells Fargo Bank near 41st Street and Marion Road on the west side of the city. A public information officer tells us the call came in around 9:30 this morning. Police in the crime lab have been on the scene ever since. We're working on gathering additional details on the incident, and we'll keep you updated on KELOLAND News and on KELOLAND.com. It's pleasant enough outside, but we are expecting rain and wind before too long, aren't we, Adam?
Yep, by the end of the week, it's not going to be anywhere near as pleasant as it has been over the last couple of days. So if you want to get outside and enjoy a typical October fall day, I highly recommend you do so now, because we're not going to see days like this, at least for a few days. Here's Eureka, 58 right now. Beautiful blue skies above. A southeast wind at 13 miles per hour. And we are also looking very nice along the waters of Lake Madison, where we are also stuck in the 50s. 54, beautiful blue skies above. Really not much of a breeze to speak of. But as we head later into the week, that is going to change. We are going to get a lot of cloud cover in place. Not to mention, we are also going to be getting some rain and a couple of areas a little bit more than just rain. Temperatures across the region are pretty seasonable for this time of year. 50s to the east, 60s starting to pop up more and more out west, including 61 in Spearfish, 65 for Custer, 63 Pine Ridge, 60 Valentine, 64 in Winter. But then 51, your number from Watertown to Brookings into Worthington and Marshall, 50 in Ortonville, 58 Mobridge, 53 in Aberdeen. We're sitting at 56 here in Sioux Falls. We don't have a whole lot of anything else going on today, as there is really no moisture to speak of from a regional perspective, and even nationally, we don't have a whole lot either beyond low pressure in Canada and then a frontal boundary just making its way into the Pacific Northwest. But as we head toward the end of the week, like I've hinted at, things are going to change in a pretty big way. Highs today, though, in the 60s in many locations to the southeast, a couple of upper 50s for good measure up toward Marshall. Meanwhile, to the northeast, we'll see a few more 50s from Aberdeen to Canby, but 60s popping up south and west toward Miller, Huron, and even Redfield for that matter. And out west, a bit warmer, 60s and 70s for high temperatures, a little on the breezy side toward the Missouri River Valley. But while today is sunny out west, tomorrow, not so much. And then things only unravel further from there. We'll talk about that in your extended forecast coming up.
All right, thank you, Adam. Union workers at Mack Trucks are on strike after voting down a tentative 5-year contract agreement that negotiators had reached with the company. The United Auto Workers said 4,000 unionized workers walked out at 7 a.m. yesterday, adding to labor turmoil in the industry that has ensnared all three big Detroit automakers. Union President Shawn Fain said in a letter to Mack parent company Volvo Trucks that 73% of workers voted against the deal in results counted on Sunday. The UAW represents Mack workers in Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Florida. Union leaders were said to have reached a tentative agreement on the deal on October 1st. Meanwhile, after about 5 months, Hollywood writers can put their picket signs away and get back to work after voting almost unanimously to approve a contract agreement. The deal ended the Writers Guild of America strike against major studios. The union says it made gains in payment, size of show staffs, and control of artificial intelligence and scripts. Actors and the SAG-AFTRA union remain in negotiations to end their own strike, which has been going on for nearly 3 months. Their talks with studios restarted a week ago. President Joe Biden's second attempt at student loan cancellation is moving forward as a group of negotiators meets to debate what a new proposal might look like. 14 people chosen by the Biden administration will meet today for the first of 3 hearings on student loan relief in a process known as negotiated rulemaking. Their goal is to guide the Education Department toward a proposal after the Supreme Court rejected Biden's first plan in June. Israelis took shelter in bunkers today as air raid sirens went off around Tel Aviv, even as Israel's military says it has regained effective control over its south and the border. More than 1,600 people on both sides have been killed since the surprise Hamas attacks began on Saturday. The Biden administration says at least 11 Americans are among the dead, and some may be Hamas hostages. We want to warn viewers some of the material in this report is graphic. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
Newly released dashcam footage shows Hamas gunmen firing at a vehicle fleeing the music festival in the desert Saturday. Militants killed at least 260 young Israeli and foreign partygoers at the rave, while others were taken hostage. Israeli police released video Monday appearing to show its forces rescuing trapped civilians and wounded soldiers under heavy gunfire in southern Israel. Israel continued to bombard Gaza Tuesday in retaliation for Saturday's attack. The Israeli Defense Force says it has hit more than 200 targets. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made clear Israel's response is just beginning.
We will exact a price that will be remembered by them and Israel's other enemies for decades to come.
Last night, Hamas released an audio message threatening to kill a hostage every time Israel bombs Palestinian civilians without warning.
The Biden administration says at least 11 Americans have been killed in the violence so far, and some missing U.S. citizens could be among the hostages.
We have offered assistance in the scope of experts, hostage recovery experts that we'd be willing to have coordinate with Israeli officials.
On Israel's northern border with Lebanon, there have also been deadly exchanges of artillery fire with the Hezbollah militant group. A senior American defense official says the U.S. is deeply concerned about the possibility of that becoming a second front in this conflict. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris are planning to speak today with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to discuss U.S. support for Israel.